Brother Anakin! I loved you!
Alright, what is going on guys, it's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what I've got for you guys is another Star Wars video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but recently I've been looking into a lot of leaks and rumors for episode 9, as well as just thinking about how it should all go down in the final entry of the Skywalker saga. So in this video I want to go over my crazy theory, or vision really, of how I want episode 9 to tie all three eras of Star Wars together, as we have been teased that this film will do. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. First off, I think the only way this movie could really work is if we get a time jump of at least a couple of years, just to let the whole Kylo Ren Supreme Leader thing really sink into the galaxy, so when we pick up with our characters, everyone has lived with Kylo in charge for a bit now. As we already did know, Mark Hamill will be back as Luke Skywalker in this film, most likely as a Force Ghost to help Rey out, and sort of finish her training Obi-Wan style. So the first way to tie everything together would be with the Force Ghosts. I think it would be awesome if we just had sort of a Force Ghost party at some point in the film. Literally everyone could be there. Obi-Wan, Yoda, Anakin, Luke, and maybe even Qui-Gon just for fun. So I think that this would be great to have everyone back as a Force Ghost, at least Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda, to go along with the Luke Force Ghost that has been all but confirmed, and this would be pretty important for later on in this theory. Another aspect of the Star Wars universe that would make episode 9 a great conclusion would be to reintroduce Vaders Castle on Mustafar, and make that the base for Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren. Maybe that's where they've been hiding this whole time, and maybe even training there. But what better place for the Supreme Leader to live than an actual castle? Also, considering how much of a focus it has been in recent Vader comics and how cool it looked in Rogue One, I think reintroducing Vaders Castle and having Kylo take ownership of it would be another great way to tie more into the past of Star Wars. So we have all of the Force Ghosts and Vaders Castle on Mustafar. Where am I going with this? I think some of you can figure it out, but I think that this would be very cool to see in the final film. I want to see Rey kind of talking to Kylo all throughout the film again, with the Force time connection leading up to a point where she goes to Mustafar and to the castle as sort of a last-ditch effort to try to either again turn him from the dark side, or at least stop him if need be. So at Vaders Castle on Mustafar, Rey could confront Kylo in a similar way to the Anakin and Obi-Wan duel from Revenge of the Sith, aka the best Star Wars movie ever made. But anyway, one of the many rumors for episode 9 has suggested that we are going to see a massive lightsaber duel at some point in the film that could even rival that of which we saw in episode 3. So I'm thinking we could sort of see a recreation of the Obi-Wan and Anakin duel, this time between Rey and Kylo Ren. Now within the sequel trilogy, we've already kind of gotten a mirror to this Obi-Wan and Anakin duel once before, back in episode 7, when Kylo Ren and Rey fought in the frozen forest of Starkiller Base. Because, you know, a frozen forest is a nice little contrast to that of a volcano planet. And as George Lucas always said, Star Wars is like poetry, it rhymes. It would be amazing to see that the last movie would go back to the place where it basically all started, with the birth of Darth Vader and the death of Anakin Skywalker. And something that would make this confrontation between Rey and Kylo Ren on Mustafar even better is if we got a little bit of a retcon to the whole Reys Parents thing, with them being nobodies. In this case, I would think that it would be pretty awesome if we saw that Rey was actually the granddaughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this would make the duel between Rey and Kylo kind of a rematch, the grandson of Anakin and the granddaughter of Obi-Wan, back where it all started and where it all ended. So we could get a pretty amazing duel here, but I don't want this to be where the movie ends. I think Kylo and Rey could end up making the decision that their grandfathers couldn't. I think in the end of their duel, they will come to sort of an understanding or agreement to work together because of some bigger threat to the galaxy that is out there, and then we could go into the final act of the film, this time with both Kylo Ren and Rey teaming up. So anyway guys, this was a pretty long-winded and crazy theory, but I just wanted to get all of my thoughts out there while I was thinking about it. And this way we could still get an awesome duel between Rey and Kylo. Rey could end up being a Kenobi, and then she and Kylo could work together later on, which would definitely match up with some of the other rumors I have heard about episode 9. And then we would also have the Force Ghosts and the Knights of Ren in there as well. Now as for who the big bad of the movie could end up being, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe Snoke will come back, maybe one of those characters that they have cast for this movie will end up being the big bad of the film, maybe like a secret apprentice of Snoke or something. I have no clue, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. I know a lot of people have been thinking that Kylo will end up being the villain of the film, but the theme of Star Wars has always been redemption, and I just don't see Kylo as the villain for the whole time. I feel like he will mirror Anakin in the fact that Anakin started off good and then went bad, whereas Kylo has started off on the dark side and could end up going to the light side, fighting alongside Rey in the end against a common enemy. So overall guys, I want to know what you think of this crazy theory down in the comments below. I know we know next to nothing about this movie, and it has literally just started filming only about a month or so ago now, but what parts of this theory do you agree with, what parts do you disagree with, and what do you want to see in episode 9 to make it the perfect conclusion to this saga of Star Wars films? I want to know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. But until next time guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.